Hey guys, welcome to another Tip Tuesday. Again, my name is Charles, and we have your favorite Henry Arth here.
Oh, thanks, dude. I appreciate that. It's really nice.
So today we're going to look at something old and something not exactly new, but not as old. And by something old, I mean the Legacy Search by Equipment Finder, a good friend of anyone who's known the software for a while. So just real briefly up here, we have different equipment selections you can do. They're simple, advanced, and SQL. Simple, like it is, very simple. You just pick your company or whatever field you want to have it and drop down. With the advanced, you have a filter, and it'll bring in everything from that filter when you bring this single arrow. For these, it'll be one at a time or however many you select with your control or your shift. So if we want to bring everything from our ABC company, do it all at once. And from here, you can actually run events on everything down in this bottom area. So if we want to calibrate all these, we can. Now, a lot of people want to see specific things in here, and you can actually change that with your grid settings over here. You can pick your columns that you want to see. So for example, if your user defined is something very important to you, you just check that and it'll pop up right here. Now, leaving this page and coming back, this won't be here. It won't save your setting unless you go and save your settings here. And if you go down to grid settings, you can save for all users, save for the current user, you can export it to a file and even import it from a file. Now, if you're a system admin and you save it for all users, it'll ask you if you want to allow other people to save their own overridden grid setting. So yes, you let them pick their own settings. No, if you want everyone to be using the same equipment finder. So we're going to be nice and let everyone do what they want. And you can even change the order of stuff, and anything you do in here, you just got to go back in and save it again. Now, another feature that people like to utilize from this is exporting to an Excel file. A lot of people like to go into Excel and manipulate their data that way, and with the equipment finder, it's pretty easy.
You can also change, I don't know if anybody saw that in there, you can allow sorting or grouping or not allow it. So if somebody changes your setting on accident, they can take that away and you're like, why can't I group things? That's why. You just do that simple right click option right there. Yep. So equipment finder here, this is a lot of, this is an older piece of the software. It's incredibly useful, but anything that you can do with it is all right on the screen for you. You don't have all the flexibility to make it look a specific way. But that's when we start talking about custom search bys. You can create any custom search by you want, not under the legacy section, but anything under here you can actually create and add to your list, or even add a hyperlink to your main page. So what we're talking about, let's go to equipment listing and we'll go here. So when we look at this, you can go in here, you can change things around, but there's no way to actually save it here. And I've had customers complain and say, I can't save things in my equipment finder anymore. I'm like, well, this isn't the same thing as equipment finder. This is something you can create and individualize, but you have to change it elsewhere. So let's go check that out. Instead of changing it here and creating everything there, we're actually putting it in Print Builder. So we'll just pop in here. And under your general reports, you can kind of go through here and your equipment, and the one we're looking at is equipment listing. So we double click on it and it looks exactly the same. We want you to be able to preview before you save it, etc., etc. Now, anything you do here, you can save, but you're just going to use this save button right here. Okay? You have an output, so you can take these items and export them to a grid with Excel. You can change which ones of these are your defaults by just selecting them and then saving them. So if I always want a grid and I always want Excel and I don't want to have any more clicks than are necessary, I can actually just default to these and save it at that point, and they'll automatically populate in there. But we have a lot more control over this than what meets the eye here. We have over here some additional options. This is going to control a ton of other things, and I'll just show you what it does so you can kind of see it in action. I can change my search by options. I can do a simple selection. If I say OK, it's going to change it to a simple selection. So let's just say that happens. It happens instantly. That's just a preview for you. If I don't want that and I want to just do a per field, then this pops in here, a per field search, and I can choose a ton of different options as far as company or equipment rather fields and search by those. So I have that ability as well. Did not actually select that. So the output options here, those are going to be related to down here in the bottom right hand corner. Let's say I'm never wanting people to save things to a PDF or XML or anything. I can just get rid of those right there and make it real easy for everybody so people don't even have to think about stuff. I can get rid of my report layout. I can press OK, and there are all of my options there. So I can really customize this thing as much as I want to. I can leave it all as it is if you don't really mind, but pretty useful stuff. After the output options, of course, we have you can launch different events. So down here, if I were to click on this button, all of the items that are in this lower selection field, I could launch an event and put those all in there, which is pretty cool. I can also launch any event from here. If I add this, it's going to add a little black triangle to it where I can launch any event. Up to 3 events, though, for a quick fire. Schedule types and attributes. This is basically output options. What do I want to be able to choose from? So I can choose maintenance, any other kind of schedule that would then pop in to my selection options down here. Let's just say that's all we want to do. Anything I do there, then I can actually go through here and save it. All right. I always want to right click there. It's a very habitual thing.
It's hard to shake the equipment finder.
Yeah, it really is. But that's how you can actually change everything. You can create new ones based on this one. You can put them in different actual layouts so that only specific people can see their very specific searches. But at this point, if you're using this search by, everything that you can change and save is here, and it is system-wide. You would have to create different search bys in order to get different items for different people. What do you think, Charles?
I think you've pretty much covered everything.
Great, that's perfect. Well, let us know if you have any questions. You can reach us at support@IndySoft.com. We're here for you, and we hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Thanks so much.